Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. This is Taliesin McKnight. And today I'm going to give a brief update. I'm sort of winging it today. Now, I had created an elaborate video lesson on the Qabalah and on the first three Sephiroth on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. Now, once I uploaded the video, I had some technical difficulties. So it's like an hour-long video, and now it's blank. So, I will have to redo this video before I could upload it. And I'm trying to do what I said I would do, which is to upload a video every Saturday morning. So here I am. Since the video's not working, I figured I would still make a video and just kind of wing it today, talk about some basic ideas, and also give some announcements. So today I think I'll make a quick video talking about the first three Sephiroth on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. And I'll also give some announcements. So the video that I had was about an hour long with a blackboard, very detailed. Since I'm not able to do that today, this video will be very basic. I mean, it won't be quite as elaborate, since I'm forced to take this like this. Okay. So anyways, first of all, announcements. I now have a new YouTube channel in Spanish. And so I'll now be making videos in Spanish as well as English. So now I will have both languages. So that's cool. So I have this new YouTube channel, Taliesin McKnight Español. And I have to warn you, my Spanish is not very good. My Spanish is very bad. So, it's just a warning. I'm still learning the language, but I decided, why wait? I'll just go ahead and start making videos in Spanish. So I'm still learning the language, but I'm learning it pretty quickly. So, I figure in a few months, I should have pretty good Spanish. So, regular Taliesin McKnight in English, like always, and also Taliesin McKnight Español. You've been warned, my Spanish is bad, but if you click the link below in the description box, I will give a link to my new channel in Spanish, right below in the subscription box, so be sure and check out my new Spanish channel. So that's cool. So, today I'm going to talk about the first three Sephiroth on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. Again, the Qabalah is a tradition with its roots. Oh, I'm sorry. Damn. It's a tradition based in Jewish mysticism. Of course, as a tradition. Now it's more open, and Qabalah is not always just practiced within the context of this religion. There are many people of different faiths or people that are not religious that are also working with the Qabalah. And I guess you could say there are three main forms of Qabalah. There is the Qabalah of Jewish mysticism, often designated in English, spelled with a K. And then there is the Christian Qabalah, spelled in English, it's spelled with a C. And then the Hermetic Qabalah, more associated with magical and occult and hermetic ideas, designated or spelt with a Q. The reason I say in English is because in Spanish, for example, Qabalah is usually spelled with a C. So, anyways. And the main symbol within the Holy Qabalah is the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. It is a glyph of 10 spheres, which represent stages in creation. They represent concepts, with 22 paths that represent relationships between the Sephiroth. Now, of the spheres, Sephira is singular. It's a feminine Hebrew word, Sephira, the plural of which is Sephiroth. The ot on the end is a feminine plural. So Sephira is singular, Sephiroth is plural. So the first 3 Sephiroth on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life are often referred to as the Supremes. So the first of these is Kether. Kether means crown, which obviously refers to something above the head, which is fitting because it's very transcendent. Kether represents the ground of being. All things spring from it and have their source in it, and all things are expressions of it. So Kether is the source, capital S. It is the source of all being. All things have their source in Kether. And all the other Sephiroth come out of Kether, just like all the Sephiroth finally manifest in Malkut, which is why they say Malkut is in Kether, Kether is in Malkut. But anyways, Kether is the ground of being. Although colorless, all colors spring from it. So, for example, Kether is colorless. And yet red, green, blue, black, purple, white, all these colors come out of Kether. Although Kether is colorless. It is the ground of being in which all things manifest. It is the source of all things. The universe, the cosmos, unfolds from Kether. So Kether is the source, and it's often referred to as nothing. But it's not really nothing. It is no things. There are no things in Kether. Because there are no distinctions. There is no hot and cold, black and white, male and female. There are no differences within Kether. So Kether is the ground of being. All things spring from it. It's the divine ground. An analogy would be literally a ground in which many different plants of many textures and shapes and smells, fragrances, all have their source in Kether. These different plants are universes. All things spring from Kether, the source of all being. Now, out of this comes, Kether is all transcendent. As such, it is inactive. And in the Torah, this is often interpreted as being the deeper meaning behind, and the earth was formless and void. What was next? And God said, let there be light. V'yar Elohim yihi or, vayhi or. Now this is Chokmah. Chokmah is a rush of energy. So in the Qabalah, you start with a point, which is Kether, utter potential, and then it's a rush of energy. Chokmah is a rush of energy, which is, although it's now a rush of energy, it's energy, it's force. but it still is not defined. There's still no differences in Chokmah. There is no hot or black or white there's no black and white, hot and cold, night and day. There's no differences. So although Chokmah is energy, there's still no distinctions. This is often referred to as Abba, the Father. But it's just pure energy. Binah, again, Kether is a point. Chokmah is represented by a line, sort of like a rush of energy. Binah is often referred to as the mother. Binah is form. Binah has two main ways of looking at it, as the mother and also as assigned to the planet Saturn, which Saturn is the astrological planet that represents form, it represents limitation, structure. So Binah represents form, limitations. And this is where the raw energy of Chokmah takes certain form, structure. Okay. So with Chokmah and Binah you have force and form. So Binah could be seen as a physical motor, whereas Chokmah is the fuel that runs the motor. Without the fuel, Binah is just a structure without movement. Chokmah without a structure is just energy as a potential. So both are needed. So you have force and form. And these are the two apexes of the two pillars of Yaqin and Boaz. Yaqin is the letter Yud, which is the pillar of mercy. It's the force, the pillar of force, active energy. Whereas Boaz, which means strength, is the letter b.o.t.a, which is a house. It is a vessel. So you have the ultimate source, Kether. Force is Chokmah and form is Binah. Now Binah is referred to as the mother, but also has the image of Saturn with his scythe of death. Now this may seem like a contradiction, but Binah is seen as the mother and symbolized by the great sea. But also death. Why? Because to be born in matter is also to have death. So that in manifestation you have life and death. And in Greek mythology, Kronos, a Roman Saturn, devoured his children. Why? Because this is a representation of time. Time and manifestation gives birth to offspring and then devours them. But anyways, of course these are all symbolic and all these high lofty ideals. Basically, Chokmah and Binah represent force and form, and both have their roots within Kether. Now the symbol, just like Kether was a point, Chokmah is a line, Binah is represented by a triangle, and a triangle is a symbol of manifestation. For example, within spirit evocation and ritual magic, the triangle of art is often used to try to get a spirit to manifest. So it represents manifestation, and a triangle is based on the concept of polarity and unity to create a third point. If upside down, upright, it represents the dual nature within the one. So this is a very brief lesson. I had a full hour-long discussion, and I apologize that I had some technical difficulties, and I'm unable to upload it. However, I've been trying to get myself back on schedule. I've been trying to get myself back into it. I guess I've been in kind of a rut. But I do plan to have videos. I'm doing it this time. I plan to have videos every Saturday morning. So that's good. So this is just a very brief video because of technical difficulties. But hey, I still delivered, y'all. And again, I have another channel in Spanish. Be sure and click the link and check it out. So yeah. Chokmah is raw active energy. Binah is form. Now Binah, one of the names assigned to Binah, is the throne. And the choir of angels assigned to Binah are the Arlim, often translated as throne. Now throne gives the impression of a solid foundation. So this is why Binah, even though it's a supernal, it's assigned to a planetary force. Saturn, which is form, limitation, time. Okay, so it's both seen as the mother, the image of the mother giving birth to all creation, and also death. So Kether is the ground of being. It transcends all polarity, all opposites. All things come from it. Chokmah is energy. Binah is form. And force and form bring forth or give birth to the next six Sephiroth, which is seen as the sun, which is the image. It is seen symbolically as the child within the womb. The Sephiroth from Chesed down to Yesod, which finally manifest in Malkut. Now there's a clear sexual symbolism here. And if you really want to know the truth, sexual symbolism is very important. And the secret processes held within the sex act are some of the deepest and most sacred mysteries that you'll ever find. If you want to know what is really behind secret societies, there are deeper teachings that have to do with the energies of the body, the polarities of energy, and the sublimation of the libido sex force. And you would be surprised. Some of you, maybe, some of you not, would be surprised to see how deep these concepts go. Some may call it a form of tantrism, but I really don't think that's the case. I really don't think that it's just that in the 19th century these ideas were popularized. I think it's deeper than that. I think the Western tradition has its own deeper teachings related to alchemy and Qabalah and all of these things. But within the Holy Qabalah you see a lot of symbolism of polarity. The two pillars on the tree of life. Remember, the tree represents a human being and the nervous system, as well as different stages in the process of creation and all of this. So you have force and form. Notice that the other two triads are pointed down, whereas the Supernal Triad is pointed upward. This triad is above the abyss. It is above the potential of, it is above creation. So the Supernal Triad could be seen as the source, the world of Yetzirah, the world of the six Sephiroth from Chesed down to Yesod, is the child within the womb, which finally is born as the daughter, or as Malka, as the queen and the bride, Kala and Malka. I don't know what else I could really I had a huge video on this, but that's okay. I'll have many more videos coming out, and I'll have them coming out every Saturday morning. I would really like to get deeper into the Holy Qabalah, into the Tarot, and talking about these ideas. And I'll be going into all of these things. So that is coming up. And so yeah, trying to get everything going again, trying to get myself motivated and get these videos out here. And even if I have technical difficulties, I will still try to deliver. And like I said, I'll also have videos coming out in Spanish, so I have that as well. Again, I have to work on my Spanish. I have a lot of work to do because I'm still learning the language. My accent is off. I'm still working on my Spanish speaking ability. But even though my accent is bad and everything, I figure, why wait? I really need to start making these videos because there are a lot of people that want to learn about these things that don't speak English. It just doesn't seem fair to only have this information available to this group of people that speak English. So that's my goal, and that's another project. So that's cool. So that is, I guess that's about it. Wrapping it up today. It's a rather short video and a short lesson on the Qabalah. I'm sure there are many other things that can be said. Now, I'm sure many of you, the viewers, have a lot of knowledge as well on the Qabalah, so feel free in the comments if you want to share something that you understand about the Supernal Triad of Kether, Chokmah, and Binah, then write it in the comments. What do you think about Kether, Chokmah, and Binah? How do you see these Sephiroth? So write it in the comments. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you have a different perception? Maybe in the comments you see a question, or you see what someone else is saying. Maybe you would like to respond to their question or what they're saying. So in this way, you, the viewer, or viewers, could interact with one another and share knowledge. That's what it's all about, is a sharing of knowledge. So if you have some feedback or something that you would like to share, how do you understand? I've given a brief synopsis of my perception. How do you understand these Sephiroth of Kether, Chokmah, and Binah? So it should be interesting. I look forward to seeing what you all think. Anyways, thank you for joining me, and videos will be coming out every Friday and Saturday morning. And have a great day, everyone.